Hello and welcome to Epiphytic Cacti. Today I'm going to do a little story time about a little something called copyright infringement. Copyright is exactly what it sounds like. It's when you own the rights to copy something, and how you get that right is by creating something, whether that's a movie, a song, you wrote something, you painted something, you drew something, you photographed something. There are many, many ways to create something, but you created it and now you own the right to copy that, and no one else does without your permission, or under very specific circumstances, it applies under the Fair Use Act. Fair use is literally for educational purposes, nonprofit purposes, and that doesn't always apply to nonprofits, or for commentary criticism, things like that. It does not apply for monetary gain. So you cannot take someone's work and then reproduce it and sell it or use it to get money in any way. Now, I have social media and websites, and I'm allowed to post my pictures to these because I own the copyright. Like, I can't legally take someone else's pictures and post them to these sites. Here you can see I'm an admin in one of the Facebook groups, Rhipsalis Collectors. It's a pretty cool group. If you're not a member, you should check it out. And I'm posting pictures of Rhipsalis paradoxa in flower. And you can see that I have also posted this one on Instagram. And lo and behold, I found this image being used on this monsteraapp.com. And this is apparently a mobile app and a website. This is an educational sort of app, so this doesn't bother me in the same way as, say, someone trying to use it for sales. And they clearly gave Epiphytic Cacti credit. They clearly took this image off of my Instagram. Now, this particular Etsy seller, who I don't believe is on Etsy anymore, had taken the same image to sell cuttings of Rhipsalis paradoxa. This is not okay. I have nothing to do with your plants. I do not endorse you. I don't allow the use of my images for sales, period. If you ever see one of my images or something that looks like one of my images on any kind of sales site, eBay, Etsy, or anywhere else, a website, I do not sell plants, and I do not, 100% do not allow other people to use my images to sell their plants. These people could be selling mislabeled plants. They could be selling absolute trash. They could be selling sick plants, virus plants, just horrible plants. And they're using my images to do it. So in some way, it seems like I have something to do with that, or that somehow someone's going to confuse me for one of these people and think that it's a trusted source. And I am just not okay with that. So I will ask them to take it down every time. And here again, you can see that I've posted pictures on Facebook of Weberocereus bradei. You can see it down in the lower right-hand corner, that flower pictured. And lo and behold, I found it on this website, CactusTribe.com. This one bothers me a little bit. It is educational, but there is a quality to this website. I do want to say I have nothing to do with this website at all. This person did not ask me for the use of my images. They seem to have just been writing some kind of Weberocereus article and just borrowed pictures of my flowers for this. So not affiliated with that website at all. Now on my personal website, I've had to go and watermark all of my images and add this statement. Images on this website are under copyright of the photographer, which is me. They are not free to use without permission. Permission has not now nor ever will be granted for use for any monetary purpose such as sales on eBay or Etsy. If the images appear on these sites, they are illegally copied. For some mysterious reason, Schlumbergera sangita appears to be something that people like to take my images and use on these sales sites quite often. The image in the upper right-hand corner, this particular seller on eBay took this photograph and was trying to use it to sell their plants of Schlumbergera sangita. Their rare plants of Schlumbergera singita. When I asked them to remove the photograph from their listing, their response was so absurd. Their response is literally like, "Hi there, no worries. I didn't know it was your photo. I can do that. Is there any way to prove it's your photo, by the way?" Smiley face. Like, only a real gem of a person would say something this ridiculous. And I mean, yes, I can prove that it's my photo. You stole it off of my website, and there's actually a record of the device registered to me showing that the photograph was taken from that device. I'm like a pack rat. I never get rid of these things. So there's a record of every single photograph that I've taken. And some of these people better be really, really careful, because some of my photographs are actually published. And you can get into even more legal trouble if you steal a photograph that has actually been publicly published. Now, this person is also selling on eBay and used the same photograph of Schlumbergera singita. I'm going to point something out about the shenanigans with the eBay thing. When you publish a listing on eBay, that means that all of the images that you have published with that listing become available to any other eBay seller to use. So when you take my photograph and you upload it to eBay, that means that now any eBay user thinks that it's just free to use. That is not okay, because it ends up in their product catalog. So this C was using that same Schlumbergera sangita photo, and I messaged them and I asked them to remove the photo from their listing. They removed the photo and immediately took another photo of mine to use in their listing. This particular photo of Schlumbergera sangita from my website, I believe I had taken these photographs for a YouTube video or something. So any case, they saw this photo and they decided to use this one. So I immediately have to message them again. And I mean, I thought it was kind of comical, but I was like, "Hey man, you're using another one of my photographs. Please stop using it." The sheer audacity of people, because you realize these people know they're stealing photographs. They know that they don't have a photograph of it, and they're going out on the internet and trying to find a photograph of this flower that looks nice so they can get more sales. They're stealing your work to get more sales. You aren't getting any of that profit whatsoever. And somehow these people are just like, "This is okay. There's nothing wrong here." And this person's response, "Well, baby sack, my username on eBay is baby shack. How do I tell which are yours? They have no identity on them." Absolutely just ridiculously goofy people. "I think you're attempting harassment. Keep it up and I'll report you to eBay." So this person's literally stealing my photographs, but they're going to report me to eBay for harassment. So I responded and said, "I'm going to repot you." I meant report, but I think that's kind of comical. "I have a record that these photos belong to me. Try taking your own photos and posting them instead of just taking random pictures off the internet." Now, guys, this is absolutely hilarious. So this person turns around and creates another post, again, using my image. They rotated it and tried to cut the background out. I mean, like, this has got to be the most incriminating BS I have ever seen. Absolutely ridiculous. And how beyond lazy could you be? So I ended up having to report them to eBay, but this is where the poo actually hits the fan, because I don't know if you know, but you can go to eBay and you can actually report any listing. You go to help and report, and you can report a listing, and you can report copyright infringement through this, just through the post naturally. But you know what? eBay doesn't take it down as far as I know, because they did not take down any of my reports. And I reported this person multiple times for this. Every time I got a response from eBay that went like this. Thanks again for reporting the listings you found. What happened? We looked into your report and didn't find the listings to be in violation of our policy. This determination was made by a customer service agent. And I'm like, a real customer service agent? Because later on, this actually changed to an artificial intelligence system was making this determination. So this does not work. I don't even know why this seems to exist on their site, because it clearly doesn't work. It doesn't even seem like a real person is looking into any of this. So I had to find a way to freaking call eBay. You have no idea how hard it is to call any of these types of places. Like, in any case, I found a way to call them, and I talked to this lovely lady and I told her what was going on. And she basically was like, okay, you know, we here at eBay take copyright infringement very seriously. And so basically she sent it off to some other agent. And it took quite a while before the agent actually responded, about a week, I would say. And the agent responds, and basically it's like a canned message. And they tell me that the only way to take action on the listing that I reported is to send an email to their VeRO program. The VeRO program it's VeRO, and it stands for Verified Rights Owner. So I have to email this program, and they give you this big form that you have to fill out or whatever. And in this form, it's kind of comical because they want the copyright registration number and where it's registered at. So I'm like going, really? So I have to go then to the whole freaking copyright system in the United States, and I have to take this image and I have to pay to get this image registered. Now, the reason why is because I really wanted this image off of this website. Mostly, again, like I said, it's my reputation. It's the off chance that people believe that this is me when it's clearly not. And this person was not selling anything that looked super fantastic. So in any case, I'm like, oh my goodness. So I have to go through this big process, and you have to pay a fee to get this registered. So I had to go pay a fee to get this registered, because at this point I was going to have to go down the process of trying to take some kind of legal action against this person because they were refusing to remove it. In the meantime, before the agent had responded to me about the whole VeRO program, I actually found that this program existed on my own. And so I actually sent this eBay user a cease and desist, and I sent them proof that I had proof that the images belonged to me. And I also sent a separate email to the VeRO program showing the exact same thing. And the user still refused to take it down. And then I got a response from the VeRO program telling me that I needed to fill out their specific form for the alleged copyright infringement. So I fill out their specific form and I send it back again with the same cease and desist and again with the same proof. And they apparently removed the user's listings finally and told the user that they could dispute my claim or that they could alter their listing. And finally, this ridiculous user removed the photograph from their listing. And I was so happy because when they relisted it without a photograph of the flower. So they didn't steal it from somewhere else. Unlike one of the other users, which somehow mystically replaced the image of Schlumbergera sangita immediately with another image of this flower from who freaking knows where. So hopefully if this ever happens to you, you can skip all of the BS that I had to go through and you can just immediately go to the right place, which as of today, right now, September 7th, 2025, is to email the VeRO at ebay.com program. I think that the sad part about this is like me having to go through and my whole website and update it and add watermarks to all of my photographs. And now I'm going to have to add watermarks to all photographs that I post on social media or anywhere else, because I don't know what else to do with that. They're obviously just stealing them off of wherever and reusing them. And so the only real way to try to prevent that is by watermarking them, and there are programs out there that can just remove watermarks. However, you can see from the way that these people respond and the things that they do that they're incredibly lazy, and probably too lazy to remove watermarks unless they're like really, really invested in it. I mean, they're just kind of lazy. So I don't know. I hate that that has happened. I do, truly, but that is what happened. Anyway, thanks for watching. And as always, happy cacti growing.